Okay folks, so this video is about overcoming the scapegoating impulse. Okay, so there's certainly situations in which externalizing blame for what you're suffering through is appropriate. You know, if you notice that somebody is pocketing $300 million a year and they have 300 employees, and all of their employees are receiving food assistance funds from the American taxpayer, then you've certainly noticed something like an injustice, and you should point that out and do what you can to make it so the person pocketing all that money pays their workers properly so that they don't burden the American taxpayer, who's already undersupported, with obligations to support their workers. Okay? It should be a no-brainer. However, the tendency to blame entire demographics, like white people or black people or women or the LGBT or whoever, I think has roots in this sort of adolescent desire to escape the pain and responsibility of blame internalization, you know? Instead of actually looking at how your conscious decisions might be sabotaging your health, you might say, oh, well, some, sinister mustache twirling, like, Jewish company owner is probably poisoning my food. That's why I got so fat. Like, actually, while you'd be right to point out that, a lot of our food supply might be full of terribly cheap and toxic ingredients in practice, inserting demographic characteristics where mere behavioral chastisements would do is a recipe for making yourself gratuitously angry, stressed, and paranoid. And if you really persist with that line of thinking and you really get aggressive with it, then you'll be endangering yourself and others in good time, and that won't lead to positive results, okay? I'm not going to get into that whole topic, but I just want to mention that in passing. So, the antidote for scapegoating is to adopt what Jocko Willink might call extreme ownership, or what I might call radical blame internalization, which is what you cultivate when you get somewhat advanced as a practitioner of Stoic philosophy. That being said, you should learn to recognize legitimate signs of abuse, both in your own life and in others' lives. So, we want to be as responsible as we possibly can, but, if someone is displaying, like, chronic people-pleasing signs, or they sort of seem like George R. Price, in that they endlessly unleash resources upon others and never really permit themselves the rudimentary resources they need to survive and be healthy, then that's a sign that something might have gone wrong in their life at some point. Maybe they were indoctrinated into some kind of a cult, or a cult-like version of what appeared to be Christianity or something, So, I apologize if this video is unlettered, because I have not had my standard dose of caffeine at this hour, so I'm kind of babbling. But I notice within myself and within others the impulse to scapegoat whole groups of people for what can really be pinned upon maybe a tiny number of powerful individuals is actually a means by which those very same corrupt individuals continue to profit off of our miseries and our infighting. So yeah, this is all I want to say for now. Thank you for watching and have a good day. And as a final note, I don't principally endorse, raiding the homes of these people and harming them. What I endorse is actually fairly conventional routes to seeking justice, because I don't know, I wouldn't want, anarchy to descend upon us. So this is going to be an under 5-minute video. I have to end it right now, alright? God bless you.